This is a heck of a story. This story involves a lot of things. It involves determination on the patient's part. It involves support by the family, friends, and it involves the delivery of great health care by an organization that spans the whole spectrum of health care. Who's Ben Bordelon? Well, he's married to Jimmy. He has 3 beautiful children. He's a family guy. He's involved in the Bollinger Industries. He was a star football player at Central Lafourche High School. He played for LSU for 4 years, offensive lineman. He walked on to the San Diego Chargers and played pro football for 3 years. He's a pillar of the community. And on a cold night in February, none of that made any difference because his life changed.
My history at Ochsner started a long time ago when I was born. I was born at St. Anne, April 9th, 1974. My mom was very glad to get me out. I was almost 11-pound baby, so kind of started out in the world big. I'm still there also. But I had an accident. Flipped my truck, was ejected from the vehicle. It landed on top of me in the cane field. In a nutshell, I was in pretty bad shape. Went to St. Anne, actually had to be air meted out and ended up at the main campus.
And he was in a lot of pain, having fractured his pelvis in 5 places, his spine, and most of his ribs. We didn't know about this, all the fractures, but he wasn't complaining. And one thing I learned at that moment is that he never complains.
It was a day-by-day deal. I mean, it was, I go from, lifting 400 or 500 pounds to somebody telling me to pick up 10 pounds, and it takes my whole body to think about it. So it was a little different. I never really got frustrated at all. I was really confident in what the surgeries have accomplished and where we were headed. My goal from day one was to get back to just normal. I didn't want to have a cane. I didn't want to have a limp. I didn't want to have an excuse, and I don't, which is nice. And the whole reason really comes back to, I tell everybody that they had one really bad thing that happened through this whole process, and I wrecked. That's it. After that, pretty much everything went right. It all worked out, which was nice. And, from the beginning, the ER docs, cardiologist, the anesthesiologist, trauma surgeon, podiatrist, I mean, just on and on. The physical therapists, really at both places were tremendous. And the nurses really never get a lot of credit. But from a standpoint of a patient, you probably see the nurses 95% of the time. They're the ones like when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you can't move your leg and your toes itching and you hate to do it and they come scratch your toe or something. That's the person,
So 18 months, it's 18 months now? It is about 18 months. He's back at the gym in earnest. He's running one of the largest ship repair yards in the Gulf, hunting grizzlies in Alaska and enjoying his friends and family that you've met, and you can tell he enjoys life. And Ben, you're an incredible man, and you taught me a lot. You, Jimmy, and Charlotte are why we become doctors. And you taught me one other thing. You never complain. Thank you for teaching me that.
Thank you. Really, they took a beat up, ex-football player that was semi-beat up already and brought me back to normal. And it was really first-class treatment. And these are all the people that touch me. It's, you sit there and you think, golly, you took that many people to fix you? And the answer is yes. From start to finish, these are the guys that touch me. And that's me. And thank you so much. Thanks for everything you do.